Good morning, Australia. Hope everyone's had a good couple of weeks. I know I've been a bit slack on the video uploads. I am less than 3 weeks out from my second professional boxing fight, so I've been prioritising my time and my recovery and my eating and trying to get on weight. Boom. And yeah, but we're back. So, this story, I'm about 15 years old. I'm either 14 and a half or 15. And I stayed at my mate Peter Fraser's place to go to court with him the following morning. He had court for other offences that didn't really matter because he wasn't going to get locked up for them. Anyway, we've got up, had breakfast, did whatever, and gone to town. We were sitting in the Launceston Mall of the CBD, waiting for 9:45 to come around, which was when he had court. And we sat there and had a cigarette, and out of nowhere we've got up to walk to court, and out of nowhere these 3 cops have just spear tackled him, poleaxed him clean off his feet, slammed him into the ground, arrested him then and there. And naturally I'm saying, what are you doing? We're on our way to court now, we're not late, rah rah rah. And they're like, oh no, he's under arrest for other offences. We've got warrants, multiple warrants for his arrest. Anyway, they arrest him, and I'm walking alongside them because we're only 700, 800 metres from the courthouse and the cop shop. The cop shop and the courthouse are connected. There's tunnels that connect them so that you can bring prisoners from the remand centre and the police station to our Magistrate'S Courthouse. Anyway, we're walking up the street, and I'm explaining to Fraser that I'll go to the Magistrate'S Courts and explain to them that he's been arrested and that he won't make it at 9:45. That's all good and well. We're walking up the street, and they take him into the back of the police station. I walk up into the Magistrate'S Court, and I walk up the stairs. There never used to be metal detectors and stuff, 20 years ago. And I've walked into the open foyer of the bottom of the Magistrate'S Court where you go past security, and there was 3 or 4 security guards standing at the bottom of the stairs, and I walked up to them and explained what had just happened to Fraser, and one of them started being a smartass, saying, oh, this will be the big man's first time down the Pink Palace, won't it? The Pink Palace is what they used to call Risdon. And I naturally got agitated and was trying to keep me cool, but I was just like, what are you being a smartass for? Like, I'm trying to tell you that he's not going to make court, and you need to let the courts know so that he doesn't get a fail to appear. Rah, rah, rah. And this security officer just kept being a smartass, telling me that he was going to get a girlfriend when he was down jail, and he was going to become someone's girlfriend when he got to jail, and all this just petty, immature shit that you probably shouldn't be saying to a 14, 15-year-old kid anyway. But regardless, I ended up just saying, are you going to fucking tell the court staff that he's not going to make his appearance in 15 minutes, or do I have to go up there and do it? And he's just kept talking shit, kept trying to belittle me, and I just said, fuck you, I'll go and tell him. Now, at this point, I had no intention of doing anything retarded this day. I was simply just attending court to help me mate, be there to support him, to make sure, And, long story short, I walked up the stairs, and our Magistrate'S Courthouse is four stories. Now, when I got up the first set of stairs, I was still a bit angry, and I got to the second story, and I seen a sign above the entranceway to go into the area off the side of the staircase that leads you up 4 stories, and it said security office. And I looked in there, and I started walking up the next set of stairs because I had to go to level 4 court anyway to tell them that Fraser wasn't going to make it. Well, I just thought, I can't be bothered walking up another 2 flights of stairs if I can just walk in here and talk to another security guard that isn't a wanker like the one downstairs. Again, still no intention of doing anything retarded. I hadn't thought, I'm going to get that cunt back, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I walked back down the stairs and walked into the 2nd floor foyer, and along the side of the toilets and stuff that were in that part of the building, and I walked up to the security office and I knocked on the door. Again, still no bad intentions. I thought maybe I didn't knock loud enough, so I knocked again. Knocked again. I don't know what came over me. It was spontaneous, it was immature, it was retarded, and sitting here now I can smirk about it, but it cost me fucking 18 months of my life. I knocked the fourth time, and it was at this moment that I had this split-second decision to spontaneously kick the door in. And anyone that knows me knows kicking doors used to be kind of my thing. And long story short, I just stepped back and just went boot and just kicked the door clean open and ran in there, ransacked it, found 2 sets of car keys, a set of motorbike keys, 3 sets of handcuffs, 3 sets of handcuff keys, 2 wallets, packet of cigarettes, and that was it, eh? Put it all in my pockets. Quickly ran back out, pulled the door shut as best I could so that from the outside it didn't look like it had been kicked in, even though it had broken all the door jamb and all the lock inside the door. Quickly pulled it shut, held me pockets and ran back out to the staircase area. And I went to go down the stairs because I was only at the second flight, obviously. Mind you, still haven't made it to tell anyone that my mate's not going to make it to court. Went to go back down the second flight of stairs, and as I was going down the stairs, because I had multiple sets of car keys, handcuffs, handcuff keys, all this shit in my pockets were jingling like, Santa Claus at Christmas time. And I decided, no, I can't do this in case I walk past one of the screws. So I've turned around, come back up the stairs and gone over and pressed the elevator button. As soon as the elevator's come open, here's the smart ass from the bottom downstairs and one of the other officers that was just down there with him. And they're just looking at me like as if to say, why are you getting on this elevator on the security officer's level? And they sort of looked past me to look at the security office door, and because I'd pulled it shut, it obviously wasn't open. And from 15 to 20 metres away, you can't tell that it's been kicked in. So I've got my hands in my pockets at this point, holding on to everything that's in my pockets jingling. And I've stepped inside the elevator and just turned me back to them both. And I'm literally standing there, my heart. They would have seen my heart beating out the back of my shirt because I was shitting myself. And anyway, I got in the elevator with them. They didn't say anything. I could just tell they were eyeing me off like, what's he doing getting on this elevator on this level? Anyway, I went down to level 1, got out of the elevator and just looked at him and said, see us. And I walked out of the courts. As soon as I got down the bottom of the stairs, zipped both my pockets up and just ran. Ran to a taxi, jumped in a taxi. Now this is partly why I wanted to do this video. Not to keep demonstrating how fucking special I was and how retarded I was, but this is something that happens almost every day in a criminal's life, where they knowingly but unknowingly put other people's freedom, families, houses, assets, and their day-to-day life in jeopardy with their actions. And yet we say we love each other and we're brothers and we're friends and I'll do anything for you. So let me explain this. When I just broke into a security office inside a Magistrate'S Courthouse right next to the cop shop, literally 20 metres from the cop shop, they're connected. What did I think was going to happen? I wasn't thinking clearly, obviously, because I had friends that were drug dealers, I had friends that were serious safe crackers and business burglars, ram raiders, you name it. Like, I was 14, 15, I wasn't much of a serious criminal at this point, says the bloke that just broke into the courthouse. But you get what I'm saying. And here's the thing, when I jumped in that taxi, I quickly rang one of my mates and told him what I'd just done, told him that I had multiple sets of car keys to cars with central locking and rah. You got to think, 20 years ago, when you've got a set of car keys that have got central locking and all this sort of stuff, it's obviously a new model car. And anyway, I've jumped in the taxi and he's like, come straight here, me and such are here, we'll come with you. Anyway, I went to their house, got out of the car, we all got on the drugs, had wax, did whatever, and jumped back in another taxi, went straight to town, jumped out of the taxi, and we all split up with a set of car keys and the bike keys each. And the goal was whoever found the first car would just ring the others and say, "Come to here, I've got one of the cars." Well, I found the first car. It was directly across the road from the courthouse in like a car parking area, not like literally 15 metres, 20 metres at most from the front door of the courthouse. And I've rang them because we were just pressing the central lock and buttons. And I've said, "I found one straight across the road from the courthouse, come up here now." One of them come up there and met me there. We've jumped in the car. I've started it, driven out of there. I'm 14, 15, remember. I'm bunny hopping up the road in this brand new car. The clutch was sticky as, the brakes were touchy as fuck. And anyway, we're bunny hopping up the road. I'm trying to like get used to driving it because it was a manual. And as we come round behind the back of the Supreme Court there, because we literally got it just across from Service Tas, where the cars line up on an angle behind the old Centrelink building, we've come up behind the Supreme Court, went through that set of lights. The next set of lights, we were one car back from the front row, and I've come to a screeching halt there because the brakes were touchy as, and we're sitting there laughing, can't believe what I've just done, talking this, talking that. And next thing you know, I see 3 of the security guards of the 4 that were downstairs standing at the lights like this, on their phones, just agitated as fuck. And I'm like, "That's them right there." And he's like, "Oh fuck, they're on you. They know you've broken into that office. They know you've got the car keys. They're out looking for the cars." The only reason we had the car that we were sitting in is because they've come straight out of the courthouse, obviously, walked across the road and gone, "Nah, that car's still there. Go to the other car and the motorbike." So they've literally gone and checked the car that we're now sitting in, probably 30 to 45 seconds before we've stolen it. So it was just timing. And long story short, we've taken off out of the city, picked our other mate up, driven back to his house, dropped him off, and then me and my mate have taken off to a drug dealer's house, got more drugs, took more amphetamines, and literally 2 minutes after we left the house, we were driving down Henry Street, Ravenswood, bang, marked D car, drove straight past us with a marked cop car right behind it. As soon as they drove past us, they knew they seen us and just swung a U-turn. We've had this crazy chase, probably 5-10 minute chase. We ended up losing them. And again, these are the things that I want to highlight. Every person's house that I went to after breaking into that Magistrate'S Court security office, I affected negatively, in the sense that their houses got raided, people got arrested, drugs got found, guns got found, people that were on the run were found at these houses. Like, so many inadvertent things happened because I chose to break into that security office and then go to other people's houses afterwards. Now, when we got away, we parked about a kilometre and a half away from another mate's place, who at the time was one of the biggest drug dealers in the city. And yeah, we parked the car, ran down to his house, and we were sitting there talking, rah, rah, rah. Next thing you know, over the scanner comes, the vehicle's been seen in this suburb. And it was the suburb we were in, the suburb I'd just left the car up the road in. Anyway, I quickly, again, I was thinking to myself that no one's seen me break into the security office. No one's seen me take the car. And we both covered our face when we seen the D car coming towards us. It's not like they seen our face. They just seen the car and swung round and chased us. So in my head, I was like, if I get back up that road quick enough and set fire to that car, I can come back here and just not worry about it. So I've drained literally 1.25 litres of fuel out of a motorbike that was sitting in the backyard and bolted back up to the car. For people that don't know, when you set fire to vehicles, no, I'm not going to say that. Anyway, I've undone the door, wound the window down about halfway, thrown 1.25 litres of unleaded fuel throughout the inside of this car, thrown the bottle in there, tore a bit of the fabric off the car cover seat, the seat car cover, shut the door, lit it, and just gone boof, and gone to, like, literally put my hand inside the window. Well, the fumes have come back out, blown me off my feet, burnt all my face, burnt my eyebrows, eyelashes, all the front of my hair, and splattered me across the road. I've got up and just took off ran back to my mate's house, and literally I was sitting back downstairs where everyone was sitting. There was probably 10 people, 12 people in the house when me and my mate got there. 10 when we got there, 12 once we got there. But yeah, I'm sitting there hyperventilating. Just got back to the house from burning this car out in a public street. And bang, there was a window up the side of the house that shows like going down the driveway. You had to come past it to come around and get into under the house. Cop after cop after cop after cop just come running down that driveway. And I've got up, took off upstairs because it was a double-storey house. I took off up the stairs, and as soon as I got up the top of the stairs, I ran into the kitchen and seen cops going past all the front windows and come like smashing on the front door. So I knew there was no way out of that house. I ran into the bedroom, quickly hid under the bed and pulled myself up off the floor because it was like a weird bed that had a beam underneath it, so I could hold myself up off the floor if someone looked under there. Unless they looked up, they wouldn't have seen me, and they didn't. But my mate hadn't been connected to the crimes in any way yet because they didn't see his face in the car. They didn't know. He was one of the worst criminals in the state at the time. He was an adult aged offender. I was a child. But yeah, he just sat there. He didn't move when the cops come running down the driveway. But I knew if I stayed sitting there, I was getting arrested. But yeah, they raided the house, left. That's all right. I've come out from my hidings. But everyone downstairs thought I'd actually gotten away, took off. So after about 5 minutes of silence, when I realised the cops had left, I come out from under the bed and everyone was in the kitchen talking, going, "Oh, that was off tap, rah, rah." And I've come out from under the bed and gone, "Boo!" Like, it scared the fuck out of them all. But anyway, we're standing there talking for about another 5 minutes, and it's like the cops knew that I hadn't got out of that house, that I hadn't, like, got away. Bang! They've come back and started raiding again. And luckily, I got boosted straight up into the manhole, put the manhole cover on and just laid flat over it, like in case someone tried to lift it up. And yeah, they raided the house for another 20 minutes and eventually left. Now, when they left this time, I quickly made a phone call, got picked up and got taken out of there, taken out of that house, right? Now, I ended up at someone else's house a bit later that afternoon and stayed there until the following morning. Here's the thing. No one, or a couple of people, two people knew that I was at this house, and counting the two people that were there also, but it was their house and they had much more to lose than the people that knew I was actually there. Over the space of that night, they raided at least 6 houses that I knew of. As I said, finding bongs and drug paraphernalia and drugs and you name it. Other people that had warrants, and all because they were looking for me. Now, yuck. Now that's not fair. When you put people in that position, you should take accountability and put your hand up and come forward and surrender, because at the end of the day, you're costing other people their livelihood and their freedoms and more charges and all these sorts of things, all because I was a spastic, all because I didn't give a fuck about nothing. Like, it's a selfish way to live. Anyway, the next morning, we'd been awake all of 15 minutes, and out of nowhere, you just hear it. Like, anyone that's been involved in serious raids where they're going to smash your door in, you either hear them coming, like once they've surrounded the house, you will hear them just start screaming, because that's protocol for them to. It puts you off balance. It makes you, like, it gets you amped up to the point where you can't think straight. You're tripping over yourself trying to do things when all you can hear is fucking 12 different men, women screaming, "It's the police! Don't move! Stay where you are!" All this sort of shit. It disorientates you, and basically, they smashed their way into the house, and I ran up, again, double-storey unit it was. I ran upstairs and hid myself in the bathroom. I tried to, do a bit of Houdini shit with the shower curtain and stood on the edge of the shower. But anyway, they come straight in, just ripped my legs out from underneath me, and it was on. Naturally, when you walk into a magistrate's court that is attached to the police headquarters of your city, and you forcefully aggravated burglary the security office of the officers that protect and maintain the courthouse. Yeah, they weren't real gentle, let's put it that way. But this went on for, felt like 5 minutes as always, but it was probably more like 2 minutes. Just a massive struggle and fight where they were fucking kicking my guts in, and they ended up dragging me down the stairs and choking me and punching me in the back of the head and all these sorts of things. But I deserved it. I don't dispute that. I deserved it. Now, once we got to the bottom of the stairs and the occupants, the male and the female who were the occupants of the house, once the female seen what they were doing to me, given I was only 15 years old, she just flipped right out, like, you know, because they were choking me, they were hitting me, they were flogging me. And yeah, she skitzed right out and basically got arrested and took part in trying to protect me, you know what I mean? And I believe got criminal charges for doing so. So again, as much as this story is about highlighting how much of a wanker I was for the best part of 20 years of my life, from 10 to 30, not just this story, but all the stories, it's also, like, for me, it's also really good to highlight all the things that happen when you conduct yourself like that and you decide that, you know, you're just going to go about your business and not really think twice about how it's going to affect other people, how, you know, going on the run and getting criminal charges and warrants and things like that, and then going to other people's houses and not really considering the roll-on effect that your actions will have once you're wanted by going to anyone's house that you say you care about. You're effectively putting them in the line of fire. It's that simple. And when you say you love and care about someone, would you really do that? Like me as a straight person now, I've lived in this house for 6 years in November. It hasn't been raided once. And a lot of people will sit there and go, that's madness. Well, not really, because I don't have guns here, I don't have drugs here, I don't have stolen property here, I don't have criminals coming here parking their stolen cars in my driveway or parking them up the street or having cop chases and then rocking up to my house. And did you understand? And yet my whole criminal life, when that sort of stuff would happen, I'd welcome it, but as soon as it would go wrong, whoever done it would be the worst person in the world. Like, you'd be, oh, it's retarded. It is, like, it's retarded. And that's the sad thing, is that we conduct ourselves in such a way that you're blind to the foolishness that you surround yourself with until it affects you. Until you're the one getting charged or caught with things that you wouldn't have got caught with if they weren't there looking for Kane Richardson or whoever. You don't really understand that those actions are scummy. To be on the run from the police where they're raiding your house, like let's say they're raiding my house looking for me to go to my best mate's house, or my best mate's missus's house, or my best mate's brother's house, or my friend's parents' house to hide or do whatever. Anything that comes after that, that's on you. That is on you. Like, that's the point I wanted to make. Like, get out of it, dirty dog. Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, what are we at? 24 minutes. Jesus, we're off to a good start today. All right, hope everyone has a good day. God bless.